What up guys, Rip here. WB invited me to take an early look at Ermac last week. Character is super fun, but this was before the combat cast, so I just want to share my general impressions of the character and expand upon some of the stuff that they showed us during the combat cast. So the number one thing I want y'all to take a look at is this. Forward 4-3. Now this move forward 4, it's his knee attack, forward 4-3, the double knee, -7 on block for the first hit, -5 on block for the second hit. But since he's in an airborne state, this is flight cancelable, which they did show us. But what they didn't show is that if you do forward 4 into float cancel, jump 2 from there is +12 on block. And then the forward 4 by itself is 11 frame startup. So that sounds like it might be a pretty good frame trap. Now, here's the thing, I didn't really get a test if the forward 4 flight cancel jump 2 is interruptible or not. So definitely take a look at that because it's definitely very fun to spam out anyway. But definitely take a look to see, because you might have to use armor to get through it, right? But even if that is possible, it still seems like it's a pretty good option, especially because you can mix it in with the down back 3 from the airborne state as a low, so it's going to catch people off guard. If you ever catch them off guard once, then all of a sudden you're in this +12 situation where you have the option to go back into forward 4 again anyway. So definitely take a look at it. Next up, Death's Embrace. So this is the move where he turns all green. He's got the souls or whatever all around him, and this eats super meter before your health. So I just wanted to show that because they told us about this, but they didn't show it. So here are a couple of examples of actually taking damage with it and even taking some chip damage with it, so you understand how much of the meter is actually getting eaten up here. Overall, I think this character and his combo variety and the amount of player expression he allows is just through the roof. So with the float cancels, the number of air strings he has, plus the different capture states available to you, it just feels like you have more freedom with this character than any other character in the game. It's just really wild. So sometimes I was playing him and I was trying him out and I was thinking, I don't even know what I'm going to do with the cameo yet, because just trying to figure out the character by itself, there was just so much to digest there that the cameo was like a secondary thought. So once you get to that position, because I only got to try for like an hour plus, right? Once you get there, it's just going to be completely wild. It feels like the most fleshed out character that I've played in the game so far. So next up, I'm just going to run through his whole move list and give my impressions of the moves. We'll run through it relatively quickly here because obviously they already showed us a bunch in the combat cast, but I do have my thoughts on a lot of these moves that we haven't really talked about in detail yet. I did look at a lot of the frame data as I went through this, even though we didn't have much time, but here we go. All right, first up, 1, 2, 3, 1+3. This is his jab string, of course. This is going to be as fast as the attack. The 1, 2, 3 actually has pretty decent range that you can end it there just for the knockdown. However, if you do 1, 2, 3, 1+3, you get the little lift animation that actually throws him to the other side. So you kind of choose between knockdown, same side, or use the lift to get him to the other side. So I should mention about this, it is a 7-frame jab, and also his down one is also a 7-frame jab. 2, 1, 2. This is his main neutral tool, probably. The standing 2 has great range, but it's hard to hit confirm to 2-1. By itself, only -4 on block though, right? And the 2-1 is only -7, so it seems like it might be pretty cheap here. Slow startup is probably intended to be the weakness here. Back 2-4-2. -6, -6, -3 on block. So this again is going to be another semi-safe, spammable sort of string here. You can see the first part's like a grab, second part's a ground bounce, and then the third part is a knockback. So you can kind of choose where you want to stop the string. Forward 2-2 is his overhead starter. The frame data here is going to change depending on the range. So at max range, I saw it at about -4, while up close is more like -6 on block. The second hit knocks back and it's only -3, but you can special cancel the first hit too. So you can just kind of go for the overhead into lift or overhead into whatever. So you have a lot of options there basically. But the overhead mixed in with the cameo seems like it's going to be pretty good, especially at a little bit further out. 3-4, the foot from his face, the kick. This move has actually really good range, and in fact, it got pushback on block, and it's special cancelable. So it's only -5 on block, and it's got pushback. That seems pretty good. 4-2-4. This seems to be his main combo tool, like as in this is the string you want to use in your combos to get back into float state, other than the knees with forward 4. But this can also be used in neutral by itself as a launcher into float cancel combos. So definitely something else to look at here. And of course, forward 4 is that jumping knee. Forward 4-3 is the double knee version of that, which we talked about at the beginning. Next up, let's talk about his air strings really quick, because he's got a few here, and the crazy thing about him is that he's got a lot of ground bounces. So first up in the air, 1-2-1, just a simple knockdown. 1-2-2 is going to be a ground bounce. 1-2-3 is a ground bounce. 1-4 is a ground bounce. 2-1 is it seems like a combo ender sort of string where it's just like boom boom, double overhead. It's kind of like his jumping 2, with the second hit doing the same sort of thing. And then he's got 2-4-2 and 2-4-3, which is a second hit that kind of knocks up in the combo into a spike, right? But The thing is, you can kind of choose whether you want to swap sides or stay on the same side. So 2-4-2 will swap sides, while 2-4-3 will stay on the same side. Lastly, let's talk about his specials. So back forward 1, I thought it was a fireball at first, but it's really not a projectile. He can hold it to charge, and he can dash cancel it, of course. You have to charge it for the combo, though. Down back 1 is going to be his lift. You have to use the meter to get a combo out of it. Back forward 2 is a hit throw. You have to use meter to get more damage. He's got down back 2, which is his float. One thing I should note about the float is that you can actually do it forward or backwards as well. And sometimes for combos, it is required to do so, which actually increases the amount of execution you need per combo. He's got the half circle back 3, which is Death's Embrace, which is where you trade your meter for life, essentially. So if you get hit, it's going to take off the meter, not your life. Even chip damage. In the air, he's got down back 3, and if you meter that, then it uses 2 bars, and that's how he gets a combo. Otherwise, it is a ground projectile. It goes like across the whole screen, though, so it's actually really far. It's kind of useful. He's also got back forward 3, which you have to use meter for more damage. It's kind of his anti-air souls move. This one they also showed where you can dash it, which I did not know when I was testing him out. He also has down back 4, as they showed with the teleport, where he can either go ground to air, or air to ground, air to air. So a lot of options with the teleports, and again, he has to use meter to actually get a combo out of it. So that's basically it. I think the character is actually super fun. He's definitely, as I said earlier, one of the most fleshed out characters in the game. I spent so much time playing with him in just that 1 hour that I didn't even record any intros, like, you know, just see what the characters say to one another or anything like that. I was just trying to figure out everything that's possible with the character in that limited amount of time, right? But I think he's super duper fun. You know, learning to mix and match him with cameos is just going to be absolutely incredible. His neutral tools seem really strong. So I'm really looking forward to try out this character. I hope you guys are too. Make sure you guys stay subscribed to this channel, turn on notifications, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.